Now, the second piece I want to give you as we set this up and then we dive into mindset is this idea of more skill, more than skill. Okay, more than skill. And I want to give you a process that we've built. This is another model that we've built. And it looks complex. It's not complex. Give me some ideas. Let's have some fun. So no preconception, just jump in. What is a fan? Give me your thoughts. What is a fan? Just describe what a fan is.
Someone who shows up to cheer you on.
Love it. Keep going.
Someone who wears Seahawks colors every Friday when there's a game.
Awesome.
Somebody who assumes the best going forward.
Yeah, cool. Very cool.
Someone who's dedicated no matter if the team is doing well or not doing well.
Oh my goodness, you're a good fan. I want more of you.
Seattle Mariners fan forever, you know.
Oh my, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so those are awesome. And can I just say this carefully? I'm going to give you the other side descriptor of a fan in a minute, only because I played in Montreal and they had high expectations for our team. As a matter of fact, if we didn't win a Stanley Cup, we had a bad year in Montreal. That was the expectation. Okay. So I'm gonna let you in on that in a minute. But let's have some fun. Okay, so that's a fan. What's a player? Give it to me. How do you describe a player?
An employee. They work for the company. That's
Totally.
A person who's expected to perform.
Yes, keep going. These are awesome.
And I would add it's a committed professional who's expected to perform at a high level.
Yeah, love it. Love it. So this idea of player is interesting, isn't it? And I go here really carefully. So I'm gonna just share with you, and I want to be careful here. Fans paid my salary and our family salary for 17 seasons. So I am not dissing fans. I love fans. But can I just sort of say, from our metaphor point of view, fans come in a different door. Fans pay for the experience. Fans sit in a different seat. Fans grab a beer and a hot dog. And fans have expectations. Okay? So I want you to just feel that for a minute, because here's what we're going to sort of think about. This is, remember our concept, more than skill. We're not talking about skill here. We're talking about how do we show up. And it's, yes, it's you, but I want you to think also about helping people show up. Okay? How do we show up? So this idea is way more around preparation, and it's way more around the mindset that I take on as I come into my building and the belief system that I have as I come into my building. Now, my building could be my home office. It could be wherever. Agreed? Okay. Now, the one thing about fans that I want to say, another way to look at it is it might be that, I put a little bit of a measure there. And so I put a fan at the bottom, and this is where we come to work. A 10 out of 10 is where we come to win. See, I believe from my metaphor that there's only two options, right? We come to work and we receive payment for that, and we go home and we're done. Or we come to win. And I'm not pointing fingers. There's no judgment here, but often the difference is the environment, is the culture, is the leadership influence, right? So I want you to think through that concept. And I know that you guys have a fabulous company here, and I know that you're not at the bottom of that rail. But I'm going to share with you a couple stories about a time at the NHL level where I was. Okay. Then we described the player, right? Like players, they're putting it on the ice. They're making it happen. They're 100% committed. They're moving forward. And the idea of who do you play for? This is my team. So a 10 out of 10 as a player and a 1 out of 10 as a fan. And I say that carefully. Okay. Say that carefully. Now let's have some fun with this. So that's on the preparation side. Let's go east-west. Okay. So let's talk about competing. So, you know, if you want to use my metaphor, this is preparing to play is on the north-south, and then getting on the ice and competing is sort of that idea of east-west, okay? So this is a hard one. Hey, you know, and everybody that I've ever done this with, even if you don't like hockey and even if you hate sports, they all get this. When I ask, what does it mean to play soft? Oh, I almost hate that word. But what does that mean? Give me some ideas. I'm playing soft.
Phone it in.
Pardon me, I missed that?
You phone it in.
Yeah, very good. Keep going.
Playing it safe.
Very good.
Yeah, I was gonna add, being afraid to make mistakes.
Really good.
That's a
Thank you for that.
one way
Couple
of
more.
being safe.
Being
Go ahead.
more conservative than aggressive.
Love it. There's a time in our business to play, not to lose. Agreed? There is a time. I'm not going to say we should never do that. But would we agree 80-20 rule probably? Like depending on our the business segment and our culture and all of that and the economy. I mean, there's a time to play, not to lose, for sure. But we want most of the time to play to win. So playing soft is hard. If you know, it's funny at the NHL level, if you're talking to an NHL scout, let's say for the Kraken or somebody else, and you ask the scout, what about that kid up in northern British Columbia? You know, I've heard he's a talented player, like he's scoring a lot of goals. That scout with one sentence can give you an indicator. And here's what he might say. Yeah, but he plays soft. Leaders, if you said that about me when I was playing in the NHL, I'm coming after you. One of the greatest things that you could say about, we could say about each other is he or she plays hard. So what does it mean to play hard? Like, just give me that. And I'm not talking that you're at work 24 hours a day, but what are the ingredients, right? We're talking about grit and will and resilience and competition. What does it mean to play hard? Give me some ideas.
Sharp focus.
Yeah. Leave it and all on the field.
Love it.
Willing to bring new ideas forward.
Love it. Couple more.
Pushing yourself and your team to try new things.
It's really good.
Actions with heart.
Thank you. So those are brilliant descriptors. And playing hard is just a fun little thought, right? So here's where this makes some sense, I'm hoping. So this idea of playing soft, playing hard. And what we did is you can see that we've built a little grid here. Now, in setting this up, leaders, I want to be very careful. I am not wanting to personalize this. You know, an old coach I had, Pat Quinn in Vancouver, Canada, with the Vancouver Canucks, he had a plaque in his coach's room. And it said this, and I love this thought. It said, a failed project is not a failed person. Isn't that good? Because you and I are going to try some things, right? We're not going to be perfect at everything. And so I want to be careful around this matrix. I don't want us to use it in a personal way. There's no judgment here. I don't want us to say, oh, you're a soft player or you're a soft person. That's not the goal here. Our goal is to have an indicator of where we find ourselves and where others find themselves. And here's why. Because we want to grow in this area. And we can't grow unless we first sort of think about where we're at.